Let's do it. In a matchup between two of the best teams in the AFC and NFC, the Ravens fell to the Eagles 24-19 at home. Baltimore led by 2 possessions early, but the Eagles responded by holding the Ravens offense in check, put the game away with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run in the 4th. Nick Sirianni's at the mic.
Nick, how do you think you guys did matching their physicality?
Pretty good.
And, I know that's always the message for you.
They had to match ours. We know we're a physical team. We know they're a physical team. And that was our message going in, that, they got to match our physicality. And again, that's a very physical team. That's a well-coached team. That's a team with a lot of good players. But, yeah, I'd like the question rephrased a little differently.
Shay, this was the game of the week. This could have been a Super Bowl preview. Did this game say more about Baltimore or about Philly?
The Eagles, because the Baltimore doesn't normally lose to NFC teams. Coming into this game, Lamar Jackson had only lost 1 start to an NFC team. And it's very, very difficult, and you heard Coach Sirianni mention it, Dan and Stephen A., is that when you play the Ravens, they're a very physical football team, and you have to match their intensity. Now, when they're at home, they're even more difficult to play to beat, and because they have a slogan, say, play like a Raven. And you know every single Sunday that you face this football team that you're going to get their best effort. What I saw yesterday with the Eagles, falling behind 9-0, and then taking the game completely over and dominating it. They didn't just win the game, they beat them up. They beat them up physically. They beat them up emotionally, and they beat them up psychologically. They did a great job. That defensive line, Vic Fangio has this deep. They're pretty much the same players, but that defensive line, that front 7, they get after you. And on the back end, they do a great job of covering you up. But when I watched this offensive line and how the Saquon methodically just started to break them down, but this was a defensive effort. This says everything I need to know about the Philadelphia Eagles. If the Philadelphia Eagles play the Detroit Lions right now, I'm taking the Eagles. What I saw yesterday, and they're getting better week after week. Whoo, they did a job on the Ravens.
I'm not going for it. I disagree with you, Shannon. I mean, come on now. I mean, listen, I know you won a Super Bowl with the damn team, but this says more about the Ravens. We've been chirping a lot about the Baltimore Ravens all season long. Well, now you 1-3 against division-leading teams, okay? You've lost to the Steelers. You lost to the Chiefs. Now you've lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Lamar Jackson didn't have an awful game, but he still held on to the ball too damn long on too many occasions. Okay. They weren't that great with third down conversions. You had Derrick Henry. You lost the game for the first time since he's had more than 100 yards from scrimmage, okay, because they were 6-0 coming into yesterday. Now they're 6-1. I'm looking at the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, we had questions about their defense. That defense held the Philadelphia Eagles to 21 points. Right. You're the Baltimore Ravens, and that offense that we've been talking about, you should have won that game yesterday. The fact that they didn't win that game, what was I saying for weeks? I've been saying it for weeks, Molly. I know you don't like to give me credit, but I'm going to take it this time.
Say it, and
I've been talking about the Philadelphia Eagles for weeks now. I said it's a 2-horse race in the NFC. I've been talking about that.
Wait, hold on. You think you're soloing that?
I think so. I think so. For like 6 to 7 weeks. Yeah, for like 6 to 7 weeks, because you was getting on Sirianni, and you're in no position to argue, because I saw you on Get Up issue a national over-the-airwaves apology to Coach Nick Sirianni.
But let's not claim that you were the only person.
You're saying you didn't go out on a limb.
That is what you said.
Let's not claim that you were the only person in sports media saying the Eagles were good.
Well, I'm going. That's my interpretation. That's my story. Okay. The point that I'm trying to make is they put you on the big screen, and you sat up there and you talked about how you had all of these questions about the Philadelphia Eagles, specifically Coach Nick Sirianni, and you said, I owe him an apology. You said it 4 times.
You did say that.
You said it 4 times.
No, Stephen, let me correct. This is what you said. They're a head coach away from being a Super Bowl contending team.
You did say that too.
Yeah.
You did say that too.
And like a man, I sat there and said I was wrong with that.
I understand that, and I applaud you for being a man. I'm just simply saying, I'm just simply highlighting that you were not bloviating about the Philadelphia Eagles and how they were going to be that team.